Let's get an update now on how the Filipino community in Turkey is holding up following the deadly quake there. We're now joined by Philippine Ambassador to Turkey, Maria Elena Algabre. Ambassador Algabre, thanks for joining us this noon. Welcome to the program.
Thank you. Good morning to you and to your viewers.
All right, we just heard from Caroline Sengis. She's one of the Filipinos affected by the quake there in Turkey. They're waiting for help from the Philippine embassy. Is that help coming, Ambassador?
Yes, the help is coming. First, the moment we've heard about the earthquake yesterday morning, we've been contacting all our coordinators and other Filipino members of the Filipino community in the affected area, and to see how they are and how we can provide assistance. It is true that we are not yet there because it is not yet safe to go there. We will be coordinating with the Turkish authorities when we could be physically there. But in the meantime, we have been contacting them and also providing information on the assistance that is on the ground provided by Turkey through the listing of emergency hotlines and listing of all the shelters that are available in each of the provinces.
In particular, the Filipino that Teleradio was able to speak with this morning, Caroline, have you been able to get in touch with her and her family?
We've been in touch with some of the Filipinos in Hatay, Gaziantep, Adana, and some from Mersin. Her full name is
Caroline Sengis. Caroline Sengis or Caroline Kengis?
In contact with Miss Leia Sengis in Hatay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure if she is they are related with Leia. She said indeed the residential building collapsed, and it took them around 4 hours stuck in the house before they were able to get out of it and be rescued.
Ambassador, as you can imagine, and we talked about this earlier today when we were talking to you over in Teleradio, you said that some of our countrymen have decided to stay in their cars in the absence of some shelters that they can go to. Is this advisable? And what is the advice coming from the Philippine embassy there? Where should they go?
Those that are, there were two persons that we've talked to. They said they are staying in a car because they were afraid to go in any building because aftershocks were happening. As of early this morning, we learned that there have been 140 aftershocks. But generally, most of the Filipinos whose residential buildings collapse or which those who are not those buildings that are no longer safe to return to are staying in shelters. Some have been helped by fellow Filipinos who are staying in places that is safer, and some have been staying with their employers in places where it is in areas where it is safer, like they are staying in villas or in areas where there are no buildings, but the structures are lower. Like there are Filipinos in restaurants in Adana, near the water.
Just as a final question, Ambassador, as we reported earlier, about 4,372 people have now been confirmed dead. 3 airports, Ambassador, are also now inoperable. How is that going to complicate any aid that you are going to deliver to the Filipino community affected by the quake?
Indeed, you are right. Airports are closed to civilian flights. Some roads are destroyed. They are not passable. Uh, so part of our preparation of going there is to see which routes we can take on going to the affected provinces.
But is it something that you can just do on your own, or would you have to coordinate with the Turkish government?
We have to coordinate. We have to coordinate with the Turkish authorities if it is safe to go there, and if we are allowed to go there. But as of now, our understanding, the areas are cordoned off for primarily for search and rescue operations.
Just as a final question, Ambassador,
We are indeed
for the Filipino, for the families of some of the members of the Filipino community there who have yet to get in touch with their loved ones. I don't know if there are any, but if there are, how can the Philippine Embassy help them get in touch with their families there?
the Philippine Embassy. We've been contacting the Filipino community, members of the Filipino community in the area. I myself have been talking to them. Our phones are open 24 hours. We can also be contacted to Facebook and through email. And of course, through you, we can, through the media, the Philippine media, we can tell that in general, so far, those that we have talked to, in general, Filipinos are safe. There have been no casualty yet reported to us.
All right. And
But
the most
of course-
important thing that you said a while ago is that help is coming. For as long as you're given that clearance, then you will proceed to deliver the aid that is needed by the Filipino community as well. We're going to have to leave it at that. Ambassador Maria Elena Algabre there, Filipino ambassador to Turkey, thank you so much for taking our call. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.